Hi Harrison, I thought I'd make a little video for you today, especially on road signs. I've just got a little favour to ask though. Is it okay if everyone else watches? So this video is going to be a help to most people who are studying for their theory and are learning to drive. However, it might be a nice little refresher for many people. What we're going to do, we're going to quite simply split up road signs into three sections. The first section we're going to have a look at is warnings, which are generally triangular shaped. Warning triangles should do just that. They should warn of impending problems. And these two signs do exactly that. Before any tall vehicles go down this road, they should see the signs and realise that there's a low bridge a little touch further up. And this is what the bridge looks like from the other end of the road. As you can see, the warning triangles are split on the bridge to show different heights at different portions. This triangular sign warns that the traffic is going back to two-way traffic. This is often shown when a one-way street ends, or in fact a dual carriageway does the same. This one means the road narrows from both sides. Some newer signs are getting added technology. This one illuminates when there are pedestrians waiting at the pedestrian crossing just round the corner. And as with this sign, they are often positioned where you can't actually see the hazard. This one's obviously for the traffic lights that are the other side of the hill. When the road layout changes, they often put signs there to warn people. This one is for the new zebra crossing up ahead. This sign's to warn of a school crossing patrol and is accompanied by the yellow flashing lights, which will generally be activated at school times. When a road has speed humps, you'll often be warned. These two signs are warning of an equestrian or a Pegasus crossing that you can see in the distance. And this one's simply of a double bend, first left, then right. This is a clip of mine from over a year ago. It's learning point 146, where me and my pupil talk about a sign. The sign coming. What's coming up?
Not sure.
Who's got priority?
Me.
Good. Did you know that when they put signs in like that, there's been a serious or a fatal accident in the history of this junction?
No.
So when you see a sign warning you of a junction, it requires more caution. Alright? It's a cracking little learning point now. They don't put those signs in on every single junction and turn. It's only when there's been something serious that's gone on. Okay? Good. Now I've just scratched the surface with triangular signs there, to be honest. There are many, many more that you will need to know if you're studying for your theory test and, in fact, if you're learning to drive. So there are a few different ways that you can learn these signs nowadays. I'm going to put a link to a particular book. It's a publication called Know Your Traffic Signs. I'm going to put a link down in the description. But there are many ways that you can learn these signs. There's loads of apps, there's loads of stuff online that you can do. But we're going to have a look now at the second category of signs, and it's circles, and these generally give orders. If you see a circular sign with a red ring around it, it means no something. So this one actually means no more than 20 miles per hour. And blue circles generally mean yes to something. This is saying yes to cyclists and pedestrians, but specifically it's a separated path, pedestrians on the left and cyclists on the right, obviously vice versa in the other direction. So just going back to the speed limit signs for a second, remember, although they're fuzzy, these mean no more than 40. But a little bit further up we've got the entrance to one of the tunnels in Liverpool, and it was the only place that I could actually find these signs. And although they're fuzzy again with the movement of the car, it's the blue signs at the bottom that I'm interested in. And they actually mean minimum speed limit. Or going back to the way that I explained it before, they're yes you can speed limits. So here we've got another bridge with a no you can't sign on it, and it's quite simply no vehicles taller than the stated height. Rather than being in advance to the actual hazard like the triangles, circular signs are usually where the hazard is. So here's another sign with a yes you can, or in fact yes you must do this particular thing, and it's quite simply go round in this direction. But can anyone tell me the problem with this sign in this situation? Here's another yes you must, and it's must go in this direction down a dual carriageway. And you see the same sign here on the roundabout saying you must go round in this direction. And just while we're on this picture, the black and white signs are actually another warning. They mean sharp deviation in the route, or sharp bend. Here's another no something sign, and it means no stopping, or sometimes called an urban clearway, and this is where it obviously starts. So it doesn't take much to work this sign out, but what would the sign mean if it didn't have the cross in the middle and it just had one of the bars? So there's our no stopping sign again at the bottom, but the one on the top obviously means no U-turn. Our last two signs in the order category are not circular. Whenever you see an upside down triangle, whether it be on the road or whether it be on a sign, it means give way. So even if it was covered with snow or dirt, you know what to do. And the unique octagonal shape of the stop sign allows this one to be recognised in the same way. So on to our final category, and these are rectangles, and rectangles generally give information. Let's have a look at a few. Here's a classic roundabout information sign showing which directions to go to Liverpool, or in fact the town centre. Also notice the road to the left has a weight limit of no more than 7.5 tons. While we're looking at this sign, I'd also like to point out something that a lot of people don't know. This sign with its white background and the black lettering denotes a non-primary route. This means it's not a major trunk road connecting towns or cities. But what colour would the sign be if this was a primary route? Well, here's your answer. It's a green background with white and yellow writing. Notice the road to the left towards Churchill Industrial Estate is non-primary. Most people know that motorway signs are blue, and this is easily recognisable on this non-primary route sign. So on your driving test, if you get asked to follow the signs for the motorway, look for something blue. Follow brown signs for tourist attractions. One use for yellow signs is to enforce or highlight orders. For example, no stopping on these school markings. There will always be a few exceptions to these guidelines I've highlighted. What category do you think this one falls into? Is this rectangular shape information, or is it in fact a warning? Sometimes the road planners don't do themselves proud, as they put far too many signs and make things way more complicated than they need to, and we've also seen that sometimes they get things wrong. But with what I've explained, hopefully I've simplified things just a little bit to make it a touch easier. Too many people actually ignore road signs once they've passed their test. They tend to not really pay much attention to them. And honestly, most people learning to drive don't pay enough attention to them as well. They're a key thing in hazard perception. For example, the warning triangles, they give you an idea of what's coming up. Most people miss signs a lot as well because they tend to look at the road surface too much. Remember, signs are usually on posts which are up at least at eye level. So remember, get your eyes scanning round to see these signs as much as you can. Last little shout out to Harrison. Hope that was all right for you, mate. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see everyone soon.